When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all and more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul, baby. Let me tell you something. I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. 9 years ago, this news outlet, before Black USA was formed, Be More News, interviewed Mr. Ron Lax. He's the grandson of Henrietta Lax. And we are proud to tell you, in case you missed the news, that the Lax family has won their lawsuit against Thermo Fisher Pharmaceutical. These people up in Massachusetts who have been taking advantage. Thermo Fisher Scientific, a biotech company based in Massachusetts, because they exploited the HeLa cells of Henrietta Lax. And this family could not get any help whatsoever from the legal community here in Baltimore. No help. They had to go all the way to find Ben Crump. And Ben Crump came here and slam dunked it like Daryl Dawkins, broke the backboard, and finally, this family gets some justice after decades of abuse by an American medical community that's everything but helpful. So big ups to the Henrietta Lax family, to Ron, who never gave up. These people tried to divide their family, stole their materials, exploited them, and don't even get me started on the black celebrities who stuck their nose in and didn't know what the hell they were doing. But thank you to Ben Crump. This family has finally gotten justice. Praise the Lord for the Henrietta Lax's family. All right, so we're going to get to our guest for today, very involved in the community. How you doing there, Choo?
Hey, what's up, Bonnie? How you feeling, buddy?
Well, we can't get you any closer to the camera. You're like 6 miles away.
You say I'm 6 miles away?
Yeah. What kind? Okay, all right. So how you been?
I've been okay, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Who's that in the doorway? They in the shadow. Where we going? What we doing here?
I gotta get closer, man. I'm sorry, Don. I mean, that's how I've been doing it for the last 3 pandemics, man. I'm sorry.
Well, you Choo Smith. You can do what you want to do. Who is that in the yellow?
No, that's Miss Karen. She just wanted the video. That's
okay. Sit down at the table. You look. You like half what you doing the hokey pokey.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. So what's been happening with you, Choo?
Nothing much, man. Just it's the summertime. Just been doing our camp. We had our basketball camp at Coppin State for 5 weeks. We just closed out last Friday. We have our program in the Park and Recs. We're at Oliver, Madison, the new facility, Middle Branch. We have our drone program. We
have our sports medicine program. We have our arts, music, and theater program. And we have our financial literacy program that's in those rec centers. So we're just trying to extend out and take the brand throughout the city and have different satellites and just reach our babies, man, and love on them like we're supposed to. You know?
So, not to go negative, but any thoughts on Henrietta Lacks? I mean, this family, and I know we're talking about basketball and Choo University and Communiversity, but you know something about this city not being supportive of their jewels, of their treasures. Right. I remember first meeting you. You were working on building a complex in Woodlawn. Matter of fact, I used to drive past it on my way to Radio 1. You used to give me instructions, and I'd go by there. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember, Donnie. You know, like I had told you then, man. You know, I think we're a people that have lost our way only because we don't understand how great we are together. And I told you that. When you are conditioned through trauma, through pain, through suffering, and then you have all these broken families, and then you have a divide in our own race, you know, because we talk about stuff that's meaningless, like light skin, dark skin, short and dark. I mean, short and tall.
Willie Lynch stuff.
Yeah, and then how are we going to get together to do something major? It's impossible when you have those things in front of you. And then the indoctrinations that come inside us. That's why it's so important to have outlets like you have, that you've been doing for so many years, to be able to have a voice and to speak to some things authentically that can get us to tap into our consciousness. We are very conscientious about things that don't mean nothing. We have
majoring in the minors. That's what a wise woman told me. We're majoring in the minors.
and that's the deal, man. Like I give you a prime example, man. I'm looking at this, and I keep giving you kudos because you keep reinventing yourself. And I'm looking at your production. I'm looking at how you segue in, and it's like, wow, look at how you evolve through the times, and that takes being selfless. That takes humility. That takes understanding that you have to adjust, and you have to raise your level of how you're being perceived as you give this content out. And it's powerful, man. And that's what we got to celebrate each other. We got to get down in it. See, in order to be self-promoted, and in order for you to do what you're doing, because you're standing on faith, you're standing on your own equity, you're trusting on your own abilities, and you're not even asking, people are coming to you to say that we're going to support. As I look at the sponsors, people are going to support good work, but it takes you to be able to put that work in where people are going to see the value in it. And that's what we got to do in everything. It's not you're doing your thing over here, you're doing your thing over there, she's doing her thing over here. It's how do we sit down, how do we be selfless and have a mindset that says we are all connected and we're going to win together, as long as we understand that Doni has to lead this specific charge. That's the hardest thing for our people to understand.
Well, it was real easy, Choo, once you gave me that Choo Smith sweatsuit, because I tell you, it was the baddest sweatsuit I ever had in my life. I put that on. I felt that was like my Superman uniform. You remember that sweatsuit? I still got it. I love that sweatsuit. No.
I thought you gave it away. I thought somebody wanted it and you handed it to them.
No, I'll give away a leather jacket, but I ain't giving away that daggone sweatsuit.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, Don.
Choo,
yeah.
Where are you now?
I'm in my office, just working on our development project and working on the things that we have to do moving forward. putting together our 1 to 3 year projections on how we can scale the organization and things we need to do. That's what I'm doing now. And that's where I am. Yeah, I'm out in Owens Mills doing that now. Yeah.
Choo, tell me about. So I wanted to say this. A lot of times we look around our community and it seems challenging to bring us together. But I'm reminded, you, I was watching one of my favorite shows last night. It's on the Vikings. And I don't know if you know the history, but the Vikings, they were up in the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and they would go down into England and kick butt.
Yes, they would.
It was a back and forth thing. But all of that to say, do we as a Black people realize that we're not the only ones who have conflicts? The Chinese and the Japanese, the Hutus and the Tutsis. You know, down in Cuba, you got certain people that like Fidel Castro and other people that hate him. Every people has every group has their conflicts, and so we're not alone. And then also, Choo, we're outnumbered, and so it's easy. It's almost like it's easy to pick us off because there's so many competing factors. Some people want to be drug dealers. Some people want to be rappers. Some people want to be wannabe politicians. They want to be wannabe politicians. So we got a lot of stuff against us. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Donnie, you and I always have these great conversations, and we talk about the ability to pour into each other. See, the hardest thing for us to do is to take a step back and really look at, why am I here and what are my gifts and talents to share to the world to get away from the indoctrinations that's put in all of us. We have to understand that we matter. And it's one thing that I had to learn. I thought everybody was doing this, Don. I thought that we all understood the health aspect of our lives. Where am I going with this? There's a thing right now, cliche-wise, where everybody is making this big deal about mental health. It's like that's the big sexy now. Oh, we want to talk about mental health. We all got mental health issues and we got this and that. But that's not really what it is, Donnie. And I figured it out without even understanding that I was doing it because God was speaking through me. It's health in general. It's your mental health. It's your psychological health. It's your spiritual health. It's your emotional health. And it's your physical health. Are you investing 5 minutes a day in those 5 aspects of who we all are in our individual space? I've asked this question to 50 people. Not one said they do. Not one. They read books. They do things, but they don't set aside the time every day. Let me work on, isolate my brain to my psyche. Isolate my brain to my mental. Isolate my brain to my spiritual. Isolate my brain, my heart, and my brain to my emotion. We spend more time in our emotional side and abandoning our physical side and convoluting the mental side of our lives. I'm telling you, Don. Tell him.
Choo, when I come to a Coppin state and I see, I think my favorite part was watching as Now you got the older kids, but they got the I don't know what you call it. What do you call it when they all in a line and somebody about to come through? What you call that line?
Oh yeah, that's the introduction line. Yep, introduction.
Okay. Now I watch the little kids come, little boys, you know, and the dancer dude was there. What's his name? Bunky.
Yeah, Bunky. Yep.
You know, they give chest pump, fist pump, but then the little girl came.
Right.
And your basketball camp, Choo Smith Youth Empowerment, you don't discriminate.
Oh no.
The girls play as hard as the boys.
Yes, they did.
You don't give no breaks.
No breaks. No.
Why?
But they gonna get it. Because the one thing about our young ladies are special. They are our mothers. They're our caretakers. They're the people that nurture us and give us a calm. When we can allow them to be around males that have testosterone, that's strong, that's physical, that have a way about them to compete and a mental toughness that we produce as providers and protectors of men. When our women understand that and recognize that and be a part of that, they can better understand us and we can better understand them.
Because truth be told, you, we grew up where sex education wasn't a lot. We don't teach little boys to respect little girls.
Yep.
We live in a society where the female is essentially painted as an object of sexual gratification. And from the little boys you deal with, we got 70-year-old men who are still stuck on stupid.
You got it. And that's the part, like we have life skills. And when we're in life, we had one of the greatest life skill classes where we were talking about who the 4 young ladies that were 2 were 12, 1 was 13, and another was like 9 or 10. And we asked the question, because we talk about everything. And we said, what young man in this camp would you marry? Woo! Who has the tools? And the young ladies start breaking down what they see in this specific boy on how he could cover and lead them, and they would follow. It was the most amazing experience in my 18 years of doing this, because I was sitting there like, see, you're going to tell me our babies don't know? You're going to tell me that we can't learn and grow? I mean, that conversation, and they had fun, they enjoyed it, they laughed, they talked about why they were absent-minded, why they were clueless, why they have to be strong and they got to look a certain way, and it's not cool to front and fake. It's about being what you say you are. See, these young ladies are empowering our boys, saying, this is what a good woman looks like, and this is how you pick that woman instead of the woman that wants to flaunt and use her body and do all these other things. It was, man, I hugged these girls. I mean, all I could think about was my daughters, and all I could think about is like, there is hope. But we got to.
I got to tell you, Choo, it wasn't that long ago I read, and I up until this point, I thought the young lady had her scruples together. And she posted something on social media that said that I am that bee.
Woo.
Now, I know she got to be 50 years old. She wrote, I am that bee. Choo, we grew up in an era, if you even thought to call a girl a bee, you might as well put them up, because at 3 o'clock when that bell ring,
yeah,
it's on and popping.
Yes, it is.
You got Bud out front.
Yeah.
You got Bud Crawford out front, and he ain't planning on losing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
what happened to our women?
I think, that's a very touchy subject because in this day and time, it's very difficult to speak the truth the way you would want to speak the truth because we have allowed so much to go on and so much to be accepted nowadays, and the accountability is different. But I'll tell you where it came from and what has happened. Our black men have lost their way in terms of understanding the responsibility that they have to have towards their family. A lot of people went to prison, Donnie.
No question. America has 5% of the world's population
Yeah.
and 25% of the world's inmates.
Yeah. See, because
starring us.
And I know because we grew up in the era when all this stuff started in Baltimore as it relates to the drug industry. And when we grew up during that time, we lost a lot of soldiers to death and to the prison system. So those strong men, them thorough men that was just trying to feed their family, trying to figure out a way because the job market started getting saturated. All kinds of things have been happening in our town where the black man is not as favorable and is not as respected the way it should. So when you go away like that, now the women are raising the boys. Now the women are taking the blunt of the responsibility. Now our boys are becoming emotional. Now our women are, and then when we come, now the women pick of men is saturated. So now it becomes a situation, well, you can't provide for me, you can't protect me, you can't love me, you can't be true and loyal to me. I'm doing me. Bump that. And then if you look at the way of the world, groups of people understand that. They see that. So let us divide that family and impoverish it even more. So let us bring more statistics that back in the day, did you know that 80% of the women got married?
1940s, 1950s, we were more married than any other group in America.
Any other great group ever. Now, we're talking about black women. 80%
single mother household.
There you go. 20%, Donnie. 20. See how you study?
Being married is abnormal.
It's abnormal. But when we think about the spirit, and you think about every nationality, every culture, every ethnic group, the most important thing is the union between man and woman. The most important. Nothing gets in the way of the union. Money, power, nothing. The most important thing is that man and that woman to cover the land. And we've lost our way. We can't be held accountable no more. We can't be told that you're wrong. We got to be combative. We all know we're doing right, and we all know when we're doing wrong. I know it. You don't have to tell me I'm out of order. I know I'm out of order before I even need anybody to tell me because I have a constant reminder of a check system. And if you call me out and I did not know, the first thing I'm going to say to you is I apologize, Donnie. And you and I had many experiences like that. Donnie, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, brother. Because I love you. And the relationship should never be faltered because you don't have all the information on what's really going on. And that's what we do. We assume. That's why the book of the 4 agreements is so important. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personal. Don't make assumptions and always do your best because it's called a thing called open mind and trusting the relationship that's been built. You always give the person the benefit of the doubt. Make him tell you and show you he's complete. He or she is complete trash. Then you can go on the rock. You can go on your way. But if they don't show you by without a shadow of a doubt, you gotta give. And that's the thing about being empathetic. I'm gonna always be empathetic for my people. I'm gonna be empathetic for my enemies.
Choo,
Because
how many countries have you been to?
50 plus, maybe 57, something like that. You know?
Tell me a couple of your favorite places that you've traveled to.
Italy, always Africa. I mean, that's just what it is. Israel was interesting. All a part of South America. You know, I think everybody gonna like South America.
Why?
Well, you know how people say, you know, the biggest thing for men is that the women are beautiful, right? But and we're talking about the physical beauty of people, right? But what I found in South America, it's the overall beauty of people that impress me. Like folks they're out there in that great environment because the water, the sunshine seems like it hits that South America area a little different. The pigmentation of people's skin is real healthy and clean. And but the people are so inviting. You know, they were just Buenos Aires and Argentina, Uruguay, you know, even the volatile places like Ecuador and El Salvador and Bogota, Colombia, you know.
Did you see black people everywhere you went?
Everywhere.
Our self-perception, you know, we live in North America, and geographically, you're gonna like this, Choo. Geographically, since you're a Globetrotter, geographically, we're isolated. Yep. We speak English. In Africa, you know, average African speaks 4 languages. We're geographically isolated. We get all of our media from ABC, NBC, CBS, and CNN. So we all get the same damn thing. And our self-perception of us as a black people globally is so parochial. So we don't even know who we are. We don't even know where our people at. We don't know that there were 40 million black people in America, but Brazil alone has 110 million black people.
Ain't that crazy? See that
we don't even know where our people's at.
We don't
other
know.
than Jamaica and Trini.
But this the thing when you travel, right? And you know this like better than me, Doni. When you travel to certain places and you have conversations with people, or you have events, or you deal, or you work with people, they don't think like us. Like their mentality is not on nothing about pain or suffering. They're trying to figure out the next good thing that they can get involved with, the next thing that they can enjoy themselves with, the next relationship that they connect with and that they can do some good business with, or have some good opportunities, or create a wholesome environment. Like every time I go away, it's like I go away, and then when I come back, I start feeling the universe hit me a certain way. It's like when I go to Dallas, the Collin County area, and everything is so free. Everybody is family oriented. Everybody's love. So I'm in Prosper, I'm in Denton, I'm in McKinney, I'm in these places, and it's like an oasis is over top of me. I get on a plane, I can't make it up. Every time I get off the plane, it's like a dark cloud and a hover hits me. And then it's like, okay, get protected. You're getting in the jungle now. Be ready for any and everything because it can come at any minute. It's the craziest thing. Like I was at a supermarket in Vegas, in a supermarket. Man, people having fun walking around. People are close to me. It's all kinds of stuff, right? I'm not thinking nobody gonna get me. Nothing gonna break out. Nothing. But these people are loud. They having fun. They enjoying, and they're crowded. But when I come back here, I'm always my head on a swivel. Like it's like no environment in this town, in this radius, where I'm going to like be slept on. Like I'm gonna just be casually feeling like because everybody may like Choo a little bit that I'm on a swivel. At any moment, smoke can come, and I gotta be prepared. And that's like, wow, man, I should never be. So if I'm thinking like that, and I'm 52, what is these babies thinking?
It's no wonder why. It's no wonder why they strap.
Yeah, come on. And we're really coming down on them. They're surviving. That's why we got to do something, Donnie. That's why your messaging is so important. That's why we got to have people that love and that's pure and that's genuine. I'm not saying people are not, but I'm saying we got to have selfless individuals that can get the bag.
No, Choo, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. We got some selfish ass people in our race. All they want is a title in front of their name, and they wouldn't help Jesus.
Okay,
we got blacks in every dominant political position, but we've got the IQ. Our people have the IQ of a dyslexic snail on a bag of fentanyl laced with Ritalin. I mean, we got the common sense of a slug.
Hey, Donnie,
we got all of these degrees and no common sense.
But I'm gonna give you something, man. And
$16 billion has come through the Maryland State Lottery back in '73. They promised money for education, and these people can't even fix a damn swimming pool. We have failed these babies. People like you have been out there on the front lines with no damn help. You get more help from a white boy in Texas than from our own damn people right here. God is going to punish us for this betrayal of ourselves. We betrayed ourselves, Choo.
No, I don't disagree with that, Donnie, and I know that that's an issue, and I get it. But like I told my dad the other day, because my dad was saying, because he's like you. He knows all the history. He know where we come from. He understands the pyramids. He speaks about Mayat. He talks about all the things, and he puts books in my hand constantly. But what I keep saying and what I say to us is I challenged me that I have to make sure that I live my life to find solution. You're gonna appreciate what I'm getting ready to say to you because I thought about you and what I'm getting ready to say about this. What was Harriet Tubman thinking? Your girl.
When she had her freedom. She had her freedom.
When she had all these black people, black so-called strong men, afraid, scared.
Pooh butt.
And she like, I gotta get them across. And I'm willing to kill y'all. I'm willing to do whatever it is because I gotta save people. She provided hope because she stood in the midst of all those atrocities. All these people that was afraid to live. They would rather spoil in their own dismay and die off. And then rather having a chance of hope in life. That lady not only sacrificed, she put it all on the line and she made it. So that's what I got to be inspired by because those that did it, some of them didn't make it. And I think a lot of them didn't make it because they were afraid. So God covered that woman to get you and I to be where we are today. Now, what are we going to do on the shoulders of her? That's what I look at. So I know everything you're saying is correct, but we got to figure it out. And that's what I'm willing to do. I'm going to try to figure it out. I could have been gone, Donnie, made $500,000, whatever amount of money a year and go outside and come to Baltimore and everybody like, oh, that's Choo. What's up, my man? See you doing big things, dog. This, that, and other. Sign a little autograph, go do this, make a little couple appearances and go back in my la-la land. So I understand.
Why don't you? Why didn't you? Why haven't you stayed?
I'm not wild like that. I've never been wired like that. I've always been in the trenches. I've always taken my butt kickings. I've always taken my losses, and I've always stood up. See, you beat me up, I'm not humiliated. See, when I grew up in Sandtown, Park Heights, and all those different areas, I was the smallest guy. And I lost a lot of fights. But this is how I carried it. I wasn't no bad man. I wasn't no gangster or killer. I just stood on mine. So what'll happen is you can joke, oh, Choo, he beat you up. I'll punch you in your stuff. Now you beat me up there. Don't glorify him. Since you want to go and co-sign that, I'm going to punch you in your stuff. Now let's fight. Now
let me tell them what I saw. One day you invited me and a compadre over to the African American Museum in a private suite over there in DC, the new joint. In a private suite, I saw major names in pro basketball, and the name they kept calling on over and over and over was Choo Smith. All of these names, all of these celebs calling on my homeboy. Hey, Choo, you were running back and forth. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I remember, Donnie. I remember, man. And it's things like Donnie, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like,
I saw it.
I know, Donnie, and the thing you gotta understand for me, I know in our town, that's again when people get a little, they show their little hate or their little jealousy, and that's why oftentimes
Metal Lock Lemon was coming to you for counseling, man. I synced it.
No, man, Donnie,
Curly Neal, who we used to watch on the cartoons, they calling Choo Smith. Curly Neal, the baldy.
I just love people, Donnie, and I want to do the work, man. That's all. And it's people like you, man, that I'm forever grateful to. And it's bigger than me, man. And I know a lot of people think that's cliche, but I try my best to live what my parents put in me, man. My dad, he always said, man, you know, do it from the heart. You know, show people who you are. Try to stop running your mouth. If you're going to open your mouth, be a man of substance, man, and know what you're talking about and stand on it. And if you fail, accept it. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm just trying my best to make my impact for as long as God has me on this earth, man. That's it. That's it.
Choo, what is teamwork?
Teamwork is understanding that we're all here for one goal. If that goal is to play a basketball game, we got to know everything about each other. We got to trust each other. And we got to, when we get a role, we can't deviate from that role. If I'm the person that's setting all the picks on the court, that's what I need to do. If I don't work on making 300 threes a game, I have no business shooting a three because I never worked on it. My role is to rebound. I need to rebound. My role is to be a great practice player so you can be prepared to be great. Terrence Crawford had Shakur Stevenson in his training camp. You know why? Because iron needs to sharpen iron. Shakur's position
Shakur's a beast.
Is a beast. But his position, Kern, what happened? Kern. Oh, it just cut off.
What you mean?
I still see you though.
Oh no, cause you there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my
There
bad,
he is.
man.
Hey
Yeah.
Don.
No, Kurt. No. Stop doing that. We talking about team. She part of the team. She like the point guard.
Yes. Yes. See, a lot of times, let's use Karen for instance.
And she's
I'm
the
about to
nicest too. I'm like, damn, here she go again. Damn. Oh, she like a pit bull, man. She like a cane corso. Doni. I was like, oh God. Oh Lord, he done put the cane corso on me. My God. Yes, man.
That's that Leo in me. Thank
Happy birthday.
you. Coming up.
Wow, that's huge, Donnie.
We talking about team. What is teamwork to you, Karen? Why are you still there? You've been there, woo, long as I've known.
13 and a half years, yes. And you know, the reason I'm still here is because we got work to do. And this man, he lives what he says. That's it. We've got kids that need us, kids that need the stuff that he's giving. I always say he was kind of being selfish because he had his little core, but the world need to know, because that's how we're gonna change things.
What does the world need to know about Choo Smith? There we go.
They need to know that he genuinely cares and that there's a better way. You need to know that you believe in yourself. It's not about what people say about you, what people think about you. You can't worry about that, because you got to walk your path and your destiny. And Choo gives a lot of hope for that. He'll have you believing you can fly. Yes.
Well said, Karen. Karen, tell me a success story. I want to hear not a little boy's success story. I want you to tell me a success story about a little girl in Choo Smith Youth Empowerment.
Oh, wow. We got a couple of them. I'm going to say, ooh, Lord, we got a couple. So I'm going to use Coach Speedy's daughter, Morgan, and I'm going to use Raquel. Both of these young ladies came through the program. And the reason I talk about Raquel and Morgan is because they came to the camp. Morgan was at the camp at what, like 8, 9 years old? 6. And now she's working on her master's in physical education and physical therapy at Howard. She was probably the best young lady ever. And she used basketball to get where she was going to go. Morgan didn't have any aspirations of being a WNBA player. She just used the tool, and Coach Choo helped her do that. Then I look at my girl Raquel, who we call Money Mayweather. Okay, another strong young lady, but she gives back. She has the best personality. So she just graduated from Hampton. Morgan graduated from Stevenson. Now they're both young women out here trying to make a difference, and they give back. They come back. And I'm so proud of both of those young ladies. So it ain't just the guys. He's got young women too. And one of the things that Choo does when he speaks to the young ladies is how to hold themselves as queens and not let men treat them like they're less than. We got standards. You don't break them for nobody. He does that with the young men. He does it with the young ladies and his own kids. And then that's the biggest thing I got to say. And that's why I'm still here, because he's walking with this.
Karen, tell me about the young man whose brother got killed and Choo stepped in that family.
You talking about Daquan?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's my child. Daquan Bracey. When his brother, got killed, Choo again. His heart is big. He sees pain. He sees hurt. Day is now, was he 24, 25? He is playing overseas basketball. He was a kid that people would have thrown away. Thought he had a bad attitude because he's rough. He was protecting himself. He was making sure that he didn't get hurt. Choo broke through that. And he probably one of the only people that they would allow to correct him, to check him.
The mother too, right?
Oh, yeah. And Pat is no joke. She wasn't letting anybody. No, Pat ain't the one you want to play with. But what she did, what I loved about her, she yielded. She was submissive to Choo. I'm like, Miss Pat? Like, Miss Pat gives everybody the blues, but she gave Choo carte blanche to do what needs to be done to help raise her son. And that young man, I love him to death. He comes to camp. If I call him, hey, Day, I need you to come to camp. He shows up. Hey, Day, we need a kid sponsor. Guess what he did? And he ain't making a lot. He's doing good overseas. He sponsored a kid. Like, that's a real give back because of what was done for them. Choo had that kid living in his house. And let me tell you, Day had to get his act together. He made that boy get up clean, stuff he wasn't used to doing. But he was trying to show him how to be a man. How do you take care of yourself? And what's the proper way to live? It was funny, but he did it. And Day to this day loves this man. We can call him anytime. And he'll call and chat. Say, hey, you call and check on Coach Choo? I got you, Miss Karen. I got you, Miss Karen.
Karen, one day I was minding my own business. It's a summer day. All of a sudden they say, you got to be, where was it, Gilman? All I know is Boyd Rutherford was out there. Who was Boyd Rutherford?
Oh, yeah. That was when we were at Park School. And Boyd, again, good friend of my husband's. And he became a good friend of the program. And he believes in what we did. So we were like, hey, we got our camp going on. He called up Family League and said, listen, I need y'all to sponsor the Choo Smith camp. And I mean, it was just like that. I was like, wow, thank you. We really appreciate it. And still to this day, if I call him now and say, hey, boy, you're working on this project, help me out. I need this or I need that. Everybody is rallying behind him. And again, it needs to happen worldwide because he's a difference maker. This whole thing is a movement, but it's not a movement that's excluding people. It's one that's trying to bring everybody together. That's who Choo is. He's always been that kid that he wanted everybody to play together. And whether, oh, you over there, you don't have no friends, come over here with us. That's who he is. That's what he does.
Wow, Choo.
No, Donnie, I mean,
wow. Is he quiet? Damn, I can hear a pin drop. I can hear a penny drop. You see? Wow.
Yeah, man, we just trying, man. We gotta make this happen, Donnie. Gotta make it happen, man. It's a lot of good stuff that's down the pipe, man. I think you're gonna be surprised some of the powerful people that have got involved with us that we haven't even brought out. Because a lot of people, talk bad on you, man. Oh, man, Choo doing this with the kids. And they even give Karen a bad rap. Why she asking everybody for money and she this and that. I mean, she's not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us perfect. But are you going to go out here and make a difference? You cannot erase. Come show up at Alpha.
If they saw if they saw what I saw up Coppin and the energy and the attention and the quite frankly, the moms who are like they are zeroed in.
Yeah.
They would not, it was almost like you were like the bishop and that was your church, or like you was Neon Dion. I was watching this clip about Neon Dion and he was talking about surrendering and not surrendering to anything but the Holy Spirit.
Hey, Don, you can drop the mic.
Before Neon Dion was doing this coaching thing, you was doing it many, many years ago. And I'm not saying he wasn't, but I know you. You my brother. Now, I like his demonstration now.
Oh, yeah.
But you were doing it long.
But Donnie, but you tapped into something that is major. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's the Holy Spirit, man. That's it. It's nothing more. Donnie, I am a flawed, confused, traumatized 52-year-old man. That's a fact. I don't care what nobody think. I don't care how people want to believe, perceive, but I know how to work through all that and come out on the other side and still be held accountable in spite of those things. Because we all come from trauma. It's our history. We have been impoverished. We have been wronged. We have been mentally, socially, physically annihilated. But the thing that I
Spiritually,
know,
economically, politically, culturally.
everything. But guess what God gives us every day?
Grace.
Grace, hope, and choice. That's where we are. You had a choice to say you wanted Choo to be on this August 1st, 9 a.m. You could have chose anybody. You chose me. Now, it's a flip side to that. It's my responsibility to show up. It's my responsibility to be what I'm supposed to be for your platform, which is our platform, because it extends out. That's the teamwork. Not show up tired, not show up sleepy, not show up with bad energy, not show up with negative. See, that's what we don't understand. I don't care what we're going through. We have assignments. Surrender to each other and see the greatness that will happen and will evolve for us. That's the discipline. So at the end of the day, don't give me flowers when I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm 85 and you ain't built nothing with me and you've been around me 50 years and you ain't had a salad with me. You ain't sat down with me. You ain't did nothing. But now from afar, you want to be a part of what certain people did and was like. And then you're going to say, Choo, I wish I'd have did this. And I can't stand that, Donnie. That's why it's hard for me to go to funerals. Don't be lying up there in no funeral. Don't you dare do that.
My daddy was an undertaker. I hate funerals. Don't call me about no damn funeral. I don't want to go.
But it's just bad because my problem is you never love doing that individual when you have. So now all of a sudden you want to come and you want to have testimonies.
And they want to jump in the casket.
Come on, man.
They want to jump in the hearse.
That hurt me. That's the part. And because I had to ask myself, I know I've done a lot in this world. And all the funerals I've been to, I'm like, yo, how's people going to be at my funeral? I had to ask myself that question. Because who is people going to tell the truth or is people going to lie?
Lie.
Was I really that valuable or was I just convenient? Uh-oh.
I read something Choo had said at the funeral, you have 12 people lift you up. And then it said, imagine if 12 people lifted you up while you were alive.
I'm going to put my face to the camera like this.
Oh my God.
Imagine if 12 people lifted you up while you were alive.
Lord knows.
Yes, that. Man, I be in environments, I be in spaces, Donnie. It's the craziest thing ever. Choo, what's up, baby boy? I love what you're doing. Oh, you the best. Just call on me, man. Let me know what you need. Dude, you got social media? You said that's the only reason I do the social media thing, so people can know we're doing something. So come be involved. I'm not doing it to celebrate me. If you notice, I don't have a single picture of me individually on any of my pages. It's me with somebody or it's them kids. Because I don't want nobody, look at me, it ain't me. No, look at who I'm with. That's a lesson in that. Look at who I'm with. I'm with all these kids. I'm with this successful Donnie the Great. I'm with Donnie the Great. You see the picture with me and my brother? I'm with Donnie the Great. I'm with Sarah Vaughan. I'm with Carol Stevenson. Not, oh, look at my outfit. I'm Choo. Look how I'm looking good. And look at my chains. And look at my Bentley. And look at my this. I'm not doing that. It's about everybody else. It's about us. I just got in a conversation the other day. I said, when are you going to start opening your mouth about us, we, and our? Every time you open your mouth, It's I and me and mine. And when I listen to people, 90% of the time, that's what people say. I thought, you did this to me. This happened. I can't stand when people, I can't, and I'm like, okay, how many conversations, because we all gonna do it to a certain degree, but how many conversations are we gonna have in doing that? It should not be every conversation.
Choo, we got like 3 minutes left. What can people do to help you?
Doni, we have potentials. The number keeps going up.
How much do you need? How much do you need?
No, let me get these 2 minutes out because I got to say this because I don't normally say this on your show. I always plead the fifth. We have $100 to $200 million project. It is called Communiversity, Arise Baltimore, the Communiversity that serves and loves. We're creating an oasis with every life skill, every workforce development component, living arrangements, a social condition that can empower and scale our community. We have a solution to the killings, to the lack of camaraderie. Please bound together and make sure you have a Baltimore native that was in the trenches that lived through all of the times. You have a Baltimore native that have helped a lot of people in this city. And I'm trying to build the youth and the family. Please help with money and even your sweat equity to make sure this is pulled off. Call somebody that knows somebody.
You see this event right here, Choo?
Yes, sir.
You see this? You see this, Karen?
Yes.
Our guest speaker is the Speaker of the House, Adrian Jones.
That's our girl.
Yep.
We
have blacks in so many prominent positions. I just want to remind us, we have not because we ask not. We may have asked before, but maybe they couldn't hear us for whatever reason. So we have to ask again. Choo, how many times have you practiced hitting a layup?
Thousands. Doing it to this day.
We gotta practice asking our leaders thousands of times because maybe they didn't hear us at first.
My man. That's a good drop.
Speaker of the House at Westmore, the Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller, the Mayor, Brandon Scott, the Comptroller, Bill Henry, the State Comptroller, Brooke Learman. All of these people want our vote. All of these people want our attention.
Yes, sir.
Now, personally, what I loved about Boyd Rutherford, all you had to do was ask. And he said yes or no. And typically, he would pick up that phone. But a lot of times, you know, what I personally don't like is when people take our vote for granted. They got to give up the money. We give money, you know, we give money to all of these other people. We give $40 billion to Ukraine. Seems to me we should be building the infrastructure right here in the United States, but we sending money. Okay, I mean, I look at Washington, D.C. We do the Black Wall Street over in Benning Park. Benning Park, they got lights, Choo. This is the recreation center. They got lights. Oh, my God, they got lights. Easterwood Park ain't been touched in 50 years, brother. Easterwood looked like it did when I was a kid, brother.
Oh, I know.
The Dome. I see you over there with Greg under the Dome, the Legends Tournament. You on the mic. Man, we supposed to have, that's supposed to be Coliseum. That's holy ground. That's basketball holy ground.
Yes, sir.
But we go spending money on a new stadium, and we got classrooms with icicles on it. We have failed these youth, but I just want to thank you. And I want to remind you, we read in the papers and hear on the air of killing and stealing and crime everywhere. We sigh and we say, as we notice the trend, this younger generation, oh, where will it end? But can we be sure that it's their fault alone? Are we less guilty who place in their way so many things that lead them astray? Too much money, too much idle time, too many movies of passion and crime, too many books not fit to be read, too much evil in what they hear said, too many children encouraged to roam, and too many parents who won't stay at home.
Boy, you tough with that.
Kids don't write the movies, they don't write the books, they don't paint gay pictures of gangsters and crooks, they don't make the liquor, they don't make the laws, they don't make the cars, they don't make the bars, they don't make the drugs that muddle the brain. That's all done by older folk, greedy for gain. Delinquent teenagers, oh, how we condemn the sins of the nation. We blame on them. By the laws of the blameless, the Savior made known. Who is there amongst you to cast the first stone? For in so many cases, it's sad, but it's true. The title delinquent fits older folk too, but it don't fit Choo, because Choo is one of a kind. And that's my man's in there.
Love you, man. Love you, soldier.
How can people send you money? How can people get you $100 million? How they reach you, Karen?
They can call 410-458-2660 and 443-863-7474.
All right, say it again. 410.
458-2660 or 443-863-7474.
All right, Choo.
And if they're on electronic, then go to the website.
All right, Choo, you got the final word. Take us on home, Choo Smith. Thank you for being my brother. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for never forgetting. You've been all around the world, but you always reach back to Sandtown, to East Baltimore, to Park Heights, to Cherry Hill. You have never forgotten. And yesterday, we talked about integration and how it was the beginning of the destruction of the Black community. But it wasn't just integration. It's the fact that we integrated and we didn't reach back. And you have reached back. You have continuously reached back. You don't have to live in Sandtown to help Sandtown. You don't have to live in East Baltimore to help East Baltimore. The problem is when we move to York, Pennsylvania, to Harford County, to Charles County, and we pretty much say middle finger to the hood. The same hood that you went to the rec to, Cecil Rec. Look at Cecil Rec. Man, that's the first rec I went to, Cecil Rec. Oh, damn, when they gonna you invest anything in the rec? Go look at Greenmount Rec. I mean, why haven't they rebuilt Greenmount Rec, man? Right there, 24th and Parkley, dope capital East Baltimore. You ain't rebuilt the rec. That's the thing kill me about these so-called hustlers. What's your give back, son? I'm sorry.
Well,
I get a little because we and all we want to do is this is what we want to do.
I thought it was gone.
Yeah.
Come on, Jesus, take us home.
No, I just want to say to you, Donnie, man, that thank you, man, for the last 14, 15 years of our friendship and our bond. You've had a lot of powerful people be on your platform, and you've reached a lot of people across this world. And I've watched your growth, I watched your elevation. But the one thing you consistently done with me is you celebrated me when people may forget, or people may not recognize the work and the service. You've always been consistent. And the one thing I love about you is that you're truthful. I don't have to ever worry about, are you blindsiding? Are you talking crazy. You and I had one come to Jesus moment because you were being vulnerable, I was being vulnerable, and you needed to know, was I who you think I am? And you and I clashed hard, and we got past that, and we never looked back.
I was on Lawrence Street.
Yeah, we did it. We did what real men do. They go like this and say, "Oh, you are forever." That's what this is all about, man. So thank you, man. And we're gonna stay in this fight together, man. We're gonna show Baltimore in the greatest light. We're gonna do it. Ain't no doubt, ain't no doubt in my mind. And we're gonna look back at this and say, look at our babies. Look at how Baltimore is transformed. We're gonna do it, Donnie. And
You didn't plug your book. I need you to plug your book or books.
Well, I have a book called That's Big. I want to have my own baseball field, and I'm in the process. I've been doing this for a while. They've been jumping on me. I got this autobiography that's coming out, and this third book that's going to blow you away, and it's going to really tap into how we need to be towards each other. It's the ultimate blueprint on what I've experienced over the years and what's the disconnect on why we don't know our why. Be ready for it, man.
Love and
you,
respect.
baby.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
you.
Thanks, Donnie.
Thank you, Karen. Teamwork
Donnie
makes the
the
dream.
Great. Donnie the Great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
USA. I love it, boy. It looks beautiful.
Good morning, world.